What's up, the world? It's your boy Tommy Malv, and I just came to speak on once again, what I always do, the Lakers. Look, I want to say this, you know what I'm saying? Because it's a lot of rhetoric going around, stupidity, really. A lot of people. I said on the last video that I wasn't really a big fan of people who it's like, I'm not Republican, I'm not Democrat, but I'm also not a raging fucking moron either. It's like, if you voted for Trump, right, or you voted for Biden, whatever, at the end of the day, you gotta, let the cards fall, and they'll come out and they'll say, my point in saying this is, you either believe in the system or you don't. Very simple. Either you believe what people are saying or you don't. I don't think I don't see how one part of the election can be working properly, yet they would cheat. If they were gonna cheat, it wouldn't be no such thing as an election. If they want to cheat, they could cheat easily. Right? They could have the machines messed up, do stuff that they wanted to do. They can do whatever they want. They don't need it to be a mail-in ballot for them to change the votes once it's put in. You hear what I'm trying to say? They can the people who tally in the vote can come in, even though they have regular people. They can have them counted, but they don't know what's happening all over in every different county. So, you know what I'm saying? Especially when you're talking about people who vote. They can just add 3,000, 4,000 people onto the register and say that they voted. But we don't know. All we know is who we voted for. We don't know who voted with us and who we voted for. We don't know who all voted. So at the end of the day, you can say any year that the election was rigged, right? But I find it odd to start screaming the election's rigged when your guy loses. You know what I'm saying? Either you believe that, like me, I'm the type of person to believe the election's rigged, way before, you know what I'm saying, they have the election. I never trust the election. I don't really buy into the whole voting thing. I don't really believe in it unless it's on a local level. I don't believe that voting really matters. I don't think we pick the president. But that's just, like I said, that's just my theory. But at the end of the day, whatever you choose to go on, then go on that. But the part that gets me is, don't bitch about the situation if you partake in it. If you partake in it and adding to and going along with that system, you can't cry and bitch and moan when your guy don't win. It's the same thing with this whole NBA situation, right? LeBron James, you know what I'm saying, is widely considered, you know what I'm saying, the best basketball player in the league, right? No matter what people want to bitch and complain about, you know what I'm saying, the whole theory that the NBA is working to make it so LeBron James has all the best players is dude, if you believe that, you need to go get your fucking head checked. There's no way in the world you can believe that. When 90% of the man's fucking career, he's had bad teams. And people love it. This is what really blows my mind. The same people who love Michael Jordan will point out that LeBron James played with Chris Bosh and D Wade and Kevin Love and Kyrie Irving. Right? These are the same people that love Michael Jordan, who ignore the fact that Michael Jordan retired and the team he was on went to the Eastern Conference Finals without him. LeBron James, the teams without him were bottom feeders, drafting early. Right? I mean, the Cleveland Cavaliers is still a fucking train wreck. Right? The Miami Heat pulled themselves out, but it took some drafting, you know what I'm saying, and Pat Riley's a good GM, so he's gonna help them get back around. But what is it, 5-6 years later after LeBron left, they were a doormat for 3 or 4 seasons. Then now they're finally starting to go back on an uptick because, Pat Riley's a good GM, and they brought in Jimmy Butler and he took an add into that nucleus of young players. I understand that. So, my perception of LeBron James is, like I said, I think the people are fucking retarded. You know what I'm saying? Anytime, LeBron's the only person on the fucking planet, only superstar I've ever mentioned in my life. You know what I'm saying? I've ever seen in my life that is not allowed to have anybody help him on a basketball team. And when you say that, first thing they say, "Oh, how you gonna say that no, you're not allowed to help him? All he does is get help." Yeah, that's because you're a fucking idiot. Anytime somebody gives LeBron James anything, LeBron James added Dennis Schroeder from a trade of Danny Green. They lost Rondo, you know what I'm saying? But I would say Danny Green and Rondo overall is better than Dennis Schroeder by itself. But especially when you already got a guy like Kyle Kuzma who can score those type of buckets anyways, and Alex Caruso. I think Alex Caruso has the ability to be as good as Dennis Schroeder without giving up Danny Green. You know what I'm saying? I don't think that I think Dennis Schroeder is a great player, but I also think Alex Caruso is a better player, and I would rather him get those extra minutes than to bring in another guy. But if they bring in Dennis Schroeder, I like Dennis Schroeder too. You know what I'm saying? He's proven. So what can you really say other than he's a talented player? But it's not like they talk about this man like he's fucking Kevin Garnett or Kevin Durant or, you know what I'm saying? This guy's not a superstar. You know what I'm saying? He's a sixth man off the bench. All they did was improve their bench, because really that's all they needed to do was improve their bench. And now because they did what everybody knew they needed to do, the league is rigged for LeBron James. And first thing they say, well, Jordan. Jordan ain't do that. Jordan never went hooked up with anybody else. Well, it'd be fucking stupid for him to do that when he has the best team in the league. You know what I'm saying? As I said before, if I'm on a team that can go to the Eastern Conference Finals without me, then I damn sure better not leave. Because if I'm the best player on the planet and I get on a team that can go to the Eastern Conference Finals and I'm not there, I'm probably going to be too dominant for the league to be able to compete with. And people love to bring up Kevin Durant going to the Warriors, but nobody ever mentions the fact that Dennis Rodman was busting Michael Jordan's ass on the Bad Boy Pistons, yet he okayed him going to the Bulls. But nobody talks about that shit, right? You know what I'm saying? Oh, Michael Jordan was a different cat. Yes, Michael Jordan was extremely petty. He was extremely childish, and he was extremely insecure. That does not mean that's not traits that anybody else would otherwise want, other than people proud him being a selfish prick that shot a lot of shots. I said this a million times. I don't care what a person chooses to believe, but you gotta go get your fucking head checked, and you really start to evaluate how fucking annoying in existence is, where you hate on LeBron James in a perpetuity. Any fucking thing that happens with LeBron James. Oh, that wasn't a championship. It's like, I would fucking hate to be a person who hates LeBron James. It's like, at this point, you gotta be fucking miserable for you. It's like, anything you say, you always gonna get people who gonna roll their eyes at you, because you're just a fucking hater. Like what the hell is LeBron James supposed to do? Not he went to the LA Lakers because he knew it was a market that a lot of people would want to come to. You add him into the mix, it's gonna be even more of a situation where the majority of people come into. But when he was on the Heat, LeBron James got real good at recruiting players to come play with him. He became really good at bargaining and finding guys who were good players but were underutilized or not paid well. He does that all the time. When he went to the Lakers, first thing he did was get Rondo, and everybody's like, why would you go get Rondo? You know what I'm saying? Why would he go get a guy like Rondo? And then you realize the last game, without Rondo, they wouldn't have probably won the championship. LeBron knows what he's doing. Like, he looks for people that he knows will play and are able to play multiple positions. That means you're getting a lot for what you're paying for. You know what I'm saying? You get a guy like JaVale McGee, who is a great defender. He's very limited, but he also is very talented at what he does. So he gets a bunch of specialists at specific duties, 3-point shooters, but they also can do other things. He loves players that can do a lot of things. And I think that's why a lot of people are freaking stupid, because they like to criticize Kuzma. And I always get angry when people criticize Kuzma, because I think Kuzma is one of the most talented players, multifaceted talented players. Kuzma's a great defender. He's a good three-point shooter. He's a great driver of the basket. He can create his own shot. And I saw leaps and bounds from the beginning of last year to where he is now. But he has to grow into his role as a secondary scorer. As a scorer on the second team. And I think with Rondo gone, I think a lot of those duties will be passed down to. Everybody's saying they're going to be straight up. I think the person who's going to take over mostly will be Caruso at that point guard position, and Caruso and Kuzma have a synergy to them. I think they're really good at playing off of each other. You add Schroeder, who's able to create his own shot. You know what I'm saying? I think that's going to be a real good situation with Del Montrez. You know, with the way that they slash and cut Montrez, Kuz. You know what I'm saying? Schrader's a great scorer in general. So, you know what I'm saying? There's a lot of that in my opinion, that when you look back on, like, man, it's gonna be a pretty, you know what I'm saying, pretty crazy situation with that second team. But Kuzma's somebody I think will step up. But they don't give enough credit to Kuzma. And I think they don't realize that's why LeBron likes him so much, because LeBron knows how talented he can be, because he's such a good player in so many different facets of the game. There's no part of his game that couldn't be improved. You know what I'm saying? And once he does improve, Kuzma's gonna be a real good player, because he does so many different things. Same thing with Alex Caruso. But that's all I really wanted to say. I wanted to come on and just be like, look, man, you know what I'm saying? The people that are saying this stuff about LeBron being, you know what I'm saying, bitching and complaining about LeBron having an all-star team are the same people that will immediately explain away every advantage Michael Jordan has, as in not that big of a deal. He's talented. But you sit up here bitching and complaining about Montrezl Harrell and Dennis Schroeder. Yet Michael Jordan went and recruited Ron Harper, you know, 6'6" point guard who can trick you off the dribble and shoot the mid-range and the three. But that's not to throw along with him, Pippen, and Rodman. But that, you know, that's almost undefeatable on defensive lineup. You got a 6'6" point guard in Harper. You got a 6'6" shooting guard, 6'8" small forward, 6'9", 6'10" power forward who's the defensive player of the year. So at what point is he stacking the deck? You got a sharp shooter off the bench. My whole point in saying what I'm saying is very easy. It's just saying, like, cut the bullshit. You know what I'm saying? Like, if you ain't gonna bitch about the talent that LeBron James, that Michael Jordan had around him, don't bitch about the talent LeBron James has around him. The shit just comes off as fucking petty. Anyways, all right, y'all. Peace.